Hi there, welcome back to ET. Now you're watching this very special edition of Cracker Stocks. This is a show where we're discussing all the top buzzers that you need to keep an eye out for this Diwali season. And now we have Arpit Beriwal also joining us to discuss all the stocks that we need to watch out for this Diwali. But, we have this entire panel. Osho, let me come to you. Osho is also back with us. Osho, Coal India is the next stock that you've picked out for us. Tell us, why has it made it to your list?
Overall, Coal India being on the safer side is a very positive counter from a long-term investor. Overall, the counter is hovering within a very strong range of nearly 370, 380 kind of zone. And overall, the dividend yield is also near about 6.5% for Coal India. So from return perspective, Coal India will be a safer bet. While from a technical perspective, the zone of 340 is expected to act as a very strong support levels, while on the higher end, I am eyeing a target of nearly 460 as the first target for Coal India. And if it breaches the zone of 460, then it has the potential to retest the zone of 500 also. So one can look for accumulating Coal India at current levels.
All right, that's the bet coming in from Osho. But Arpit, let me come to you. We are trying to find out some of the short-term, long-term and medium-term bets for our viewers. Firstly, let's start with the short-term bet that is looking good to you. Arpit, this question is for you.
Yeah, very good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
So if you see overall, the market has been quite range bound from last couple of months, but very good action is seen in stock specific action and theme wise action. So if you see from a medium term to long term perspective, if we see first from the category wise Eternal is a preferred pick from quite a long time. And if you look at the charts of Eternal, Zomato from the monthly basis, also the structure of high rise, high lows is intact. And positionally also as festival season is coming up, and we can see all around the setup is quite strong. Technically on the weekly also the base of the stock is shifted higher. So Eternal will be a first idea that can we can go long from a medium term to long term perspective with keeping stop loss around 305 for an upside move towards 400 and then positionally 444. That is from a 3 to 6 months perspective. That would be a first idea. Second one from the similar space would be from the capital market theme, that is CDSL. So if you see capital market theme is back in action, and CDSL has from a strong base on the weekly and the monthly setup around 1580, 1600 levels. And I think from here on, the risk reward is quite favorable. Slowly, steadily, the stock can head towards 1800 plus levels. So one can go long with keeping stop loss of 1500 for an upside move towards 1700 and then positionally 1800. So from the sparkless category, Eternal and CDSL would be a preferred pick from a medium term to long term perspective.
All right, so Eternal and CDSL are the other, safe sparkler picks for Arpit. But Osho, you have also picked out CDSL for us. Tell us what is your rationale behind it.
See again, the CDSL being from the capital market counters is looking very positive, and it is on the verge of giving a fresh breakout. So I'm expecting even a higher target. First target is around 1800, and once it breaches the zone of 1800, then on a positional basis, 2000 will be the target that one can expect in CDSL. And coming on the support levels, yes, no doubt the counter is having a very strong support near the 1500 kind of a zone. But on a positional or a medium to long term point of view, 1400 being a very strong support levels for CDSL, so it will be advisable to keep a stop loss of 1400 and a target of 1800 followed by 2000 from medium term point of view.
All right, so that's the bet coming in from CDSL. But Osho, with this we let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us. But let's continue getting the top bets from our experts then. And Kunal, I'm coming to you for your top bet. Anything that is looking good to you within the auto space?
So yeah, from the auto pack, Bajaj Auto is something which I think at current levels is looking attractive from a medium-term perspective. So, there have been strong, better performers in the entire auto pack. You've seen Eicher Motors be one of the better performers in the two-wheeler names, and then followed by Hero MotoCorp. But I think Bajaj Auto eventually should also make a comeback, or at least try to cover up the underperformance. The good part is that the stock is back again towards a very moderate or a positive risk reward with respect to the other peers. It's also come back towards a breakout of its key short-term moving averages, breaking past about the 9,000 levels for Bajaj Auto on the short-term charts. A lot of positives for the stock to take away over the very near to medium term. So I think in that aspect would suggest a target closer to 10,000 for the stock, and stop loss could be kept at 8,500.
All right, so a target of close to 10,000 for Bajaj Auto, that is Kunal's pick. But moving on, Arpit, coming to you, you've picked out Amber Enterprises for us. That's one of your high-risk rocket picks for us. Tell us, why have you picked out this stock?
So if you see overall, if you see the broader market, very few counters are at life high territories, and that has been a clearly outperformance. So within the consumer space, Amber Enterprise has been a huge outperformance. So technically, if you look at the chart setup wise of Amber Enterprise, it has given a range breakout on the monthly scale after almost 10 months above 7,400 levels. And in spite of market choppiness, the stock is holding at life high territory. So looking at the positional structure, definitely the stock has another room of 50 to 20% upside in next couple of months time frame. So look at the chart setup on the monthly and the weekly setup wise, it's holding well above its weekly rising trend line. So definitely it can shoot up to 5-digit figure positionally. So Amber Enterprise would be a preferred pick. One can go long with keeping positional stop loss of 7,500 for an upside move towards 9,000 and our eventual target towards 10,000 plus levels. Second idea from the similar space would be from the cables and the wire space, and that is Polycab Industries. So if you see, Polycab has been a huge outperformer. You have seen a V-shaped recovery from March 2025 from almost 5,500 to 7,500 levels, and this has been a huge outperformer from the entire cables and wire space. Looking at the monthly setup, the stock is holding well above its short-term moving averages and holding well above its key support resistance. So I think looking at the setup wise, definitely looks good for another 10 to 15% towards 8,000, 8,500 levels. So Polycab would be a second pick with keeping stop loss 7,200. One can go long with keeping target for 8,000 and 8,500 position.
All right, so those are the top bets. Some of the high-risk bets coming in from Arpit. But Kunal, what about you? Any of the high rockets by you as well?
Yeah, so I think looking at the silver prices and the rise in the spike which you've seen, Hindustan Zinc remains to be one of the top candidates over here which could benefit. I think in that context, the current price of 500 thereabouts, even with the recent rally for the stock price, indicates that the stock should be good for a decent upside over the medium to long term. And assuming that the trend on the longer term, on the asset class, on the longer term basis, is on the strong upside, then you might eventually see stocks like Hindustan Zinc trying to encash and go into a multi-year uptrend. In that context, I would suggest a buy on Hindustan Zinc from a long-term idea, and targets to be kept at 600, stop us at 450.
All right, so that's the target, 600 for Hindustan Zinc. Thank you, Kunal, for that pick. But that's all the time that we have today on this special edition of Cracker Stocks. And thank you so much for your picks. Well, with that, it's time now for me and Srishti to bid goodbye. But don't go anywhere. Closing trades coming up next.